The first time I saw him, he was standing in the middle of the cobbled street, barefoot in the snow, blood dripping from his fingertips, and the fog behind him glowing a deep, pulsing red as if it breathed. I was returning from the docks, no, later than 1:30, when I turned the corner onto Holloway Street, and there he stood still, tall and staring straight at me. His eyes were black, not like coal or shadow, but like ink that swallowed all light, and his coat long, torn at the bottom, crimson seemed to shift with the fog itself. I stopped walking. I couldn't move. I couldn't even blink. The silence around us was so thick that I could hear the blood dripping from his hands hit the snow, like falling pins. And then he smiled. I don't know how long I stood there, seconds, minutes. All I know is I ran. I didn't turn my back, not once. Just kept walking backwards until the fog swallowed him whole. I told myself he was a man, just a madman. But 3 days later, Lord Blackridge was found dead in his drawing room, mouth stuffed with old paper, eyes wide open and bleeding from the corners. They said he'd gone mad, shot himself, but I saw the mark, the same mark carved in the center of the room, traced in blood, a coiled serpent, jaws open, wrapped around an inverted cross. That was just the beginning. It was the winter of 1841, in a forgotten district of East London where the fog moved with purpose, and the lamplight barely held back the dark. Most believed the rumors to be just whispers carried by the poor of a vampire cloaked in fog, and crimson who drank the souls of the wicked and innocent alike. But I knew better. I was there. I saw what happened to Lord Blackridge. I saw what rose from beneath the stones of Graymarrow Court, and I never spoke of it again until now. I returned to the townhouse where I'd once worked, only to find it abandoned yet untouched. The furniture remained, the fire still warm. A single candle burned in the hallway, its flame unmoving despite the draft. A painting that once bore Blackridge's likeness now bore mine, eyes hollow, mouth stitched shut with wire. I ventured into the cellar beneath the house, a space I had never been allowed to enter before. The walls bled moisture and reeked of mold and copper. At the far end was a stone door I had only seen in dreams, marked with the serpent. It opened with a touch, no key, just intent. Behind it stretched a spiral staircase of bone, descending into silence. The deeper I went, the more I remembered. Rituals held in secret, men in crimson robes chanting beneath the gaslight, a girl's voice, crying from the dark, an oath I had taken without knowing. I was not just a witness. I was once a part of it. At the bottom was a chamber lit by blood-red lanterns. Figures sat in pews, unmoving, facing an altar built from skulls. A single figure stood there, cloaked in crimson fog, reading from a book that dripped ink onto the stone. The language was wrong. My ears bled trying to understand it. The room noticed me. Slowly, each figure turned, revealing faces without features, just smooth skin, and the sigil burned into their foreheads. The man at the altar stopped reading. "You returned," he said. It was my voice. He raised a hand. The fog around him twisted, and from it rose images every moment I'd forgotten. The sacrifice, the child, my laughter, and the oath, the eternal vow. You are the key, the lock, and the door. I tried to flee, but my legs betrayed me. I was drawn forward. My skin began to crack, not with wounds, but with symbols ancient, glowing. My blood no longer felt like mine. My breath slowed. My vision dimmed. Then I awoke, in my flat, present day, London. But different. Outside the window, the fog was back, thicker, redder. My phone wouldn't turn on. Every mirror showed a different version of me, some screaming, some smiling. And then I heard it. One knock. Two knocks. The third echoed from within my mind. And I remembered everything. I never left Graymarrow Court. I never escaped the oath. This world, the one you're reading from, is the echo, the afterimage, the false layer. But the curse, it grows. I tried to warn others. My letters never reached. My words would vanish from paper by morning. Voices in the fog whispered names. The serpent moved beneath London. The fog consumed entire streets. Whole families vanished overnight. I walked from door to door, screaming warnings, only to find that no one could see me anymore. I had become something in between, neither alive nor gone. A vessel for memory, a gate for hunger. Then came the crimson children. Young, pale, dressed in red, barefoot, eyes dark like storm glass. They would appear in alleyways, standing still, watching with wide smiles. I followed one once. She led me into the Thames fog, and we emerged in Graymarrow again. Though the city had changed above us, time had passed, decades maybe, yet my body hadn't aged. I was trapped in a loop of remembering and reawakening. One night, I heard chanting above my flat. The cult had returned, a gathering on the rooftops, rituals in secret, symbols painted in blood on brick walls. They called him by name Graymarrow, the Crimson Fog, their savior, their curse, their eternal lord. And I understood. He was not a being. He was a fracture, a tear in time, a hunger given form. They summoned him through stories, through memory, through fear. Every retelling was a door, every listener a key. And you are listening. Now I see faces and reflections that aren't mine. I see my own hands move when I don't will them. I dream of altars, of children sobbing behind walls, of stone cities buried under rivers. My skin grows colder every night. I hear scratching behind my eyes when I speak. Sometimes the voice is not my own, and I know he's almost through. So if you've made it this far, turn this off. Burn it. Forget it. But if you can't, then listen closely, because you'll hear it soon. One knock to knocks. And when the third comes, remember you already answered.